Hey, friend, welcome back. As always, I am your host, Brian Davis, co-founder of Spark Rental, and I'm on this journey with you. I'm in the trenches with you guys every month in our co-investing club, investing my personal money in these deals myself. And today we are bringing in Todd Dexheimer from Enduris Capital. He's going to talk to us about how much cash reserves you need as a real estate investor. So, Todd, let us know what do we need? How much do we need as a real estate investor in cash reserves
Yeah.
in these deals? Of
Yeah. Well, every deal's different, first of all.
course.
So the newer the building, likely the less cash reserves, the older the building, and the more you're going to do to it, you need to make sure you have ample cash reserves. Here's the deal. Lack of cash kills so many deals. And you got to be careful of how little you have. And I see it all the time. People will do this big rehab and they all of a sudden start running out of money, and so then they start cheapskating on things and they nickel and dime it, and it starts to look really tacky. They're doing it themselves. The project was supposed to take, let's call it 3 months. All of a sudden it takes 8 months because they're in there doing the work themselves, or they're hiring cheaper labor and they got to fire and hire people all the time, and they're buying the cheapest materials. It just doesn't work, and you're going to get yourself into trouble. So I would caution anybody, make sure you have ample cash reserves. What that means, that's a little hard to define, but you got to have at least a 10% contingency upon your construction. And I think that's minimum, like bare bones minimum. The more you're doing and the older the building, you want, 15, 20, even 25%. Because look, if you don't use that cash, it just goes back. You can return it, right? You can, if you're taking investors, return it back to your investors. If you got it with the bank, just don't use it, right? So a ton of cash, then you're actually insulated from the mistakes, from the cost overrides, whatever happens your way.
Yeah, and the less experience you have as a real estate investor as well, the more you
Oh,
should
big
budget
time.
because you're going to make more mistakes. So, sometimes we've seen newer investors, we've recommended newer investors budget 30% extra as a cash reserve
I like it.
for contingencies because they're going to mess things up, right? And like you
Yeah.
said, you can't get the job done right and on time if you start running short on cash. You start taking shortcuts, things go wrong. It spirals out of control. So, Todd, in 30 seconds or less, how do you help people and how can listeners connect with you if they want to work with you?
Yeah, so I've got a coaching arm, Coach with Dex. I teach people how to get into large multifamily apartment buildings, and then my multifamily company is Enduris Capital. So it's enduriscapital.com. They can connect with me. Just my first name, Todd, at enduriscapital.com.
Todd, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a great conversation, and we look forward to having you back soon. Guys, if you enjoy these quick conversations, please rate, review the show. Makes a huge difference to us, and we will catch you next time. Wondering how private equity real estate investing works? We get it. A lot of investors are put off by phrases like private equity or real estate syndication, but these completely passive investments are actually a lot easier than buying properties directly, buying properties yourself in your own name. So we offer a free 40-minute class called Hack the Rich, 7 Secrets We've Learned from Private Equity Real Estate. There's not even a sales pitch at the end. We'll show you how to invest in these on your own without any help from us. So go to sparkrental.com/hack to take the free class. And we can't wait to chat about your questions.